Use code Proxidist for 20% off any tub on G Fuel. Each purchase brings us a step closer to the Proxidist Mucus green flavor, which will definitely happen. It'll definitely happen. VR is very cool. I can't lie, I love playing games in VR. It's actually one of my favorite forms of playing games, really. Like, I don't think I've felt as much immersion playing anything than playing a VR game. Like, even games that you mod to be VR games, like Resident Evil 2 Remake and stuff, you know, playing it in VR is just nothing else that you've ever experienced before. Being actually physically in the game world is just incredible, and just looking at footage does not give it justice. It feels completely different when you have the headset on. And yeah, I really like playing in VR. I own 2 VR headsets because of sponsorships, the Pico 4 and the Meta Quest. I think the Pico 4 is better because I mainly play with PC VR, because why the fuck would I play through the headset? Why would I want a brick overheating on my face? That sounds like a saw trap. Why would I do that to myself? But yeah, you know, I play a lot of games on my Pico 4 through my PC, like Half-Life Alyx. That is one of the best games I've ever played. Vertigo 2, that's just below Half-Life Alyx. Very underrated. If you own a VR headset, definitely play Vertigo 2. Hell, even games like Scamper. There is no other game where I can live out my dreams of pretending to be a rat in the sewers with my friends, looking for cheese while a giant skinless abomination is trying to eat us. It is the scariest game I've ever played. Playing horror games in VR is not something I'm cut out to do, I'm gonna be honest. The Five Nights at Freddy's games are also, yeah, I can't do the vent repair minigame, and that is too scary for me. So, despite me saying all of this, do I think VR is worth it? Would I recommend getting a VR headset? No. Honestly, no. I don't recommend getting a VR headset. One, VR is not very accessible. If you suffer from motion sickness in any form, like if you sit in the back of a car and look at your phone for a second and then you feel like you're gonna throw up every single organ in your body, don't even bother with VR. Like, genuinely, VR, even with the accessibility options on, it is tough from what I've heard. I don't suffer from motion sickness. My friend Joe suffers from motion sickness, you know, JJ Tack. He has to take prolonged breaks, even with every accessibility option on, you know, like snap turning, the vignette, all the shit doesn't help. I guess it does depend on the person, but is it really worth spending £300 for something that might make you throw up all the time? No. Why would you do that to yourself? It doesn't help as well that VR as a whole, like, it's not in a good place whatsoever. Mark Zuckerberg, the ginger lizard soulless prick he is, kind of wanted to create a monopoly in the VR market by buying a bunch of studios and creating a bunch of exclusive games for the Meta Quest. And yeah, I'm a stubborn piece of shit. A lot of people are stubborn pieces of shit. I own a Meta headset, right? I got given Batman Arkham Shadows. Am I gonna play Batman Arkham Shadows? No, because I can't play it through my PC and it doesn't appear on my Steam profile with the achievements. So why the fuck would I do that? I don't give a shit about the Meta store. Why do companies not learn from the Epic Games Store? Genuinely, exclusivity doesn't make a difference anymore. People are stubborn, things are expensive, people aren't gonna buy them, like me. And that creates a problem where obviously Meta starts bleeding a lot of money and they shut down a bunch of different studios that they bought out. Some of them being pretty established studios that had a lot of potential and were probably working on some really cool VR games. It's just genuinely such a shame, because like there's some cool VR games on the Meta Quest that would really benefit from being on Steam, like Resident Evil 4 VR. I wish that was on Steam, and Batman Arkham Shadows, and the Deadpool game. It's just kind of insane. Just cut your losses, put them on Steam. You'll probably make more money if you like do meta publishing and then put them on Steam and do it through that. But because Meta is kind of shitting the bed right now and it's losing a lot of money, for all we know, you could lose all of your games on the Meta launcher through the headset. I mean, it's unlikely, but you know, they could pull the plug on that shit at any point, and then you just have a brick that you wear on your face that does nothing. I guess you could use it as a camera, but like, you'd probably be put on a list if you were going around recording people with that shit on your face. I guess they made the Meta Ray-Bans for fucking sexual predators as well, but you know, whatever. I don't know where I'm going with that. But as someone who's been sponsored to shill VR headsets before, right, I don't think it's worth it in this current state, I think you should stay clear from VR for now. And that's a shame because like there's so many good experiences on VR. Behemoth, I played that recently. Behemoth was such a good game. Arizona Sunshine. I guess maybe if you can find a VR headset for like, I don't know, like £100 at most, then it's definitely worth getting one just for PC VR. But playing VR games natively on a headset is just, it's not it. It is not a good way to play the games, in my opinion. This could just be seen as me being incredibly negative just for no reason whatsoever, but I hate Mark Zuckerberg, man. That guy is a prick. I just don't like him. The whole metaverse stuff, it was the dumbest idea ever. He was just trying to create VR chat for some reason, which is fucking strange. A professional VR chat, like, okay buddy, okay, we know you struggle communicating with people because you're a fucking lizard person, so you need to wear the headset to pretend you're a human. I don't know, man. Hold out on getting a VR headset because the Steam frame might be coming out soon, and that could be a game changer. When Half-Life Alyx came out, it kind of set a standard for VR games as a whole, and I don't think any VR game has managed to quite top Half-Life Alyx just yet. And with the Steam frame coming out, well, I'm hoping it's popular because it'll be running Steam OS through it rather than the fucking MetaQuest store. Fucking stupid dog shit. And you'll be able to play Steam games natively through it, which also includes Half-Life Alyx. And I can imagine, because it's a Valve game, they'll make it be able to run on that headset. So you could play Half-Life Alyx in the middle of the street if you really wanted to. Wouldn't recommend it, but you know, you could. The option's there. And hopefully that will become a game changer. While we're on the topic of exclusives though, the PSVR 2, fuck that system as well. Why the hell is Resident Evil 7, Village, and 4 Remake VR exclusive to that piece of shit? Fucking overpriced garbage, just like the PlayStation 5. Fuck the PlayStation 5. Do you want to know why the PlayStation 5 sucks? And do you want to know why the PSVR 2 sucks? Because it can't run The Evil Within very well. The Evil Within only runs at 30 frames per second on the PlayStation 5, and you can't even play it through the VR headset. You can play it flat screen through PC VR, so you can sit in the fucking Steam VR realm playing The Evil Within if you really want to. But I mean, there's no VR The Evil Within anyway, so that's why I just don't think VR's worth it currently. I just wanted to get my take on that out because Meta's been shutting down a bunch of studios and it's looking pretty grim for VR currently, which is a shame because it is one of the coolest mediums out there for playing games. It's really a shame. Oh yeah, I recently uploaded a big Devil May Cry 2 video on my main channel. You should go check that out. But first, I'm gonna thank my Patreon supporters. A huge thank you to Nintendo Pro, Profit, Ryan IDC, Pitstab, Bouncer Storm Productions, and Daniel Levchenko. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. And a huge thank you to my channel members, that being Marshala, I think it's Marshala 4566, Marcus Platts, Joshua Whitford 5509, Evan Underhill 2342, Bidoo for Doom, Gabriel Padro 5589, Scary 1407, Eterius Sigma, Eggy 613, Wentel, Riff King 66, Dizrays 3250, Sobitax, Liam Talks About, Andreas Stewart 8871, Ethank 78, Galaxy 11243, Glusky 36, Floody 38, Wolfborn TV, Rust on Wood, L Hayes, also known as some bowling guy rambling into the void, Griefgar, and the OG Resistance line. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video.